Hey, so today is a darker day. We're starting to approach the time change next week. The days are going to seem so much shorter to us because they'll get dark earlier when we're accustomed to the bright sun or the brightness of the fall colors. And then suddenly we're going to start to feel that heaviness of darkness because it is the time change. It is the way we are physically going to be seeing the world. But the way we physically see the world and the way we imagine the world to be can be two very, very different things. The darkness can feel heavy to us, heavy not only in our minds, but in our bodies and our spirits. It can also feel, as the time changes, the weather starts to change and it becomes colder. And so we can sometimes feel the coldness in our mind, body, and spirit. And for some of us, that coldness is real because of things like arthritis or joint pain or muscle pain. But we always want to remember that we have a choice. Do we want to see that darkness as cold and dark, forbidding? Or do we want to see the darkness that's coming as different? There may not be as much light outside. The sun is going to seem like it's going down earlier. The clouds may be more prevalent. The coldness may be real, that we feel it physically in our bodies. But how are we seeing all of this in our minds? Our minds are powerful, powerful organs. We can view things with our eyes. We can feel them with our bodies. But how it affects our spirit can be very, very different. So when we are in the darkness of winter and we choose not to see the light that is present in our bodies, our minds, and our spirits, it can take its toll on us over those winter months. It can lead us to a place of darkness. It can keep us hostage because we don't want to leave the house because it's too dark or too cold. Instead, we are choosing to wrap ourselves in the darkness. But with some very simple, very peaceful tools that we have at our fingertips, we can bring light to the darkness. It's not to say that we bury our emotions. Instead, we allow them to come up. We are curious and we do not get attached. And we do not ruminate. We can actually bring ourselves to a place of warmth in our bodies simply by putting on a sweater or even two sweaters. But we can also sit and bring to our mind's eye the warmth of the sun that we have experienced before. That sun may simply be a memory of the Caribbean, a memory of the warm sand underneath our feet, a memory of a hot summer day when we are dipping our toes in water. There are many ways that we can actually physically bring things into our world, like turning on the heat or putting on a sweater. But sometimes when we call to mind an experience that has warmed us up, it can also be the warmth of someone's touch on our bodies, or the warmth of an animal snuggling up with us. It can be the warmth of a new pair of socks that really warms our feet. So while we are physically experiencing something, it doesn't mean that we have to emotionally experience that same thing. We can still take walks. We can still be in nature. We can still hug those trees that give us the answers. We can still find someone with whom we can have a conversation, seek advice or solace, or even just to sit in the same room. So all of the way we experience the upcoming darkness and coldness, while partly physical, we know we have choice. We know we can either physically warm up, or we can create a place of warmth in our minds. And there is some satisfaction in knowing that place in our mind exists, because we all walk the path and find darkness at times. Whether that is something real that is happening to us, or something from our long past that we're still hanging on to. Our minds are powerful, and they can, if left untethered, they can create darkness for us. But when we open our minds, we open ourselves to possibility. And those possibilities are limitless. But to do so, we have to be intentional. We have to be able to spot that the darkness we might be feeling is attachment or rumination. We have to know that this is a temporary state of mind, and that when we set our intention to find the light, to find the warmth, we can in fact find it. The world is full of possibilities. We just have to be intentional. We are, in fact, creating our own safety net, our own place that we know will welcome us, will support us, and will move us forward. There may be reasons why we can't get to that place immediately. We may be stuck. We may be experiencing some chemical kinds of imbalances. Or we may be in a place of darkness that is very hard to get out of. But still, even in the darkest of dark, we can find that little crack of light, that little piece of hope that things will be okay. We simply must be aware. We must believe in ourselves. Give ourselves permission to open up, to find the tiniest of cracks as we watch that crack spread, bringing in the light more and more. But when we are in a place of resistance, telling ourselves we can't do something, we're not good at something, there is no hope, that certainly will keep us stuck. So when we catch ourselves, even on a daily basis, when we catch ourselves thinking those limiting beliefs, we know that deep inside we have that inner wisdom. And those limiting beliefs are just that, limiting us, holding us back, preventing us from doing great things. And right now, the world needs greatness. The world needs us to let go of limiting beliefs so that we can open people's minds and our own minds to what might be. And when love is attached to that opening up, love can be contagious. And so for the next while, as we sit in silence, we might feel glimmers of hope, specks of hope, or we might even feel a whole waterfall of hope. We are all capable of feeling hope, no matter where we find ourselves. We just have to quiet the noise of our minds, the noise of the media, both media of news and social media. We have to quiet the voices of those who are trying to hold us back or push us down. We have to quiet those voices of people who say we can't or it's hopeless. Instead, we sit with the beauty that is us. And we work towards opening that crack of lightness more and more each day. And so we will sit in silence until you hear my voice again. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings find peace.